Okay, welcome everyone to Sunday Funday Holistic Health Talk. And am I will be joined right this second by the one and only Commodore. Hold on. I'm sorry. Commodore Jeff Zambello. And when he trains you, your muscles will feel like jello. From Commodore
Yeah.
Zambello. Welcome aboard our pirate ship of health and fitness and vitality. So, what is going on this past week with you, Jeff Zambello, and your disciples?
A lot. So yesterday we had a wonderful 4.5 hour workout, followed by a shopping trip to Fitworks, where I acquired the newest. I got the newest addition to the Akara gym. It's a landmine, and so it's a beautiful thing. A landmine attachment, and I bought a separate barbell just to use for that solely. So
Interesting. Take some photographs of it so
it's amazing. It's so versatile.
I
I
could
mean,
show next
the
week.
back of my shoulders and my lats are killing me because it hits you like you can't get from barbell, from dumbbell, from cables. It's just the leverage on it. It's lever. It's physics. It's just another great basic tool that's like 10,000 years old. Leverage.
Leverage.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Leverage training.
I don't know why everybody got so fancy with fancy dancy with all these freaking machines that cost like $4,000 each. It's stupid.
I think what happens is they do it so the commercial gyms look fancy to people because they're trying to sell memberships, and it's like you go to a sporting goods department where they sell fishing poles and bait and tackle, and you see all these expensive lures, all these flashy, showy looking, bright lures that, and some of them I
The
was
fish
suckered
just
into.
want to eat.
I was suckered into buying some of them with the autograph of the guy who used to do a fishing show on TV, Mark Sosin. And there were autograph series, Mark Sosin fancy lures, and I took them down to the Florida Keys, and the fish were going back, and I saw all the fish in the mangroves, and I went back and forth with the $10 lure, and guess what? They could care less.
I know.
I took a 75-cent or 50-cent 1 ounce white bucktail. I put a little squid on it. Bang, 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 bing, and they caught fish.
So you just said the magic phrase. The fish didn't care. The muscles don't care about the number on the barbell. They care about time under tension. Tut.
They don't care.
King
Your
tut.
muscle. Your muscle.
King Tut. Time under tension. How much can you bench? How much can you bench? That's the craze.
Hey.
Then they can't bench because they're in the hospital.
Hey, what do you bench? Hey, what are you squatting these days? What can you curl? How
many hip replacements have you had? Shoulder replacements, knee replacements.
Yeah. Unbelievable. And the whole thing is the muscles don't care, but the commercial gym owners care about their memberships. How many people have we suckered into joining the gym? So when the salesperson takes takes a new prospect, a new prospective member for a walk through the gym, they can't have just like what you said, simple basic equipment. Oh, they got to have fancy machines because they want to get the wow effect. Ooh, ah, ooh, my goodness! Look at all these. Look at all these. Rubbing my hands together. You know what I mean? The oy vey. You know?
Oy
Yeah.
vey, just like the shake weight.
The shake weight.
Another gimmick.
Good morning, Masumi from Japan, from southeastern Japan. Very soon, it's now Monday morning in Japan, but very soon, when the stupid Americans do the stupid daylight savings time, Masumi will not be 14 hours ahead of us. She will be 13 hours ahead of us because we still do that stupid daylight savings.
I know. What a scam.
It's so dumb. It's a leave it alone. Leave the time alone. It's the United States during the 19th century, the United States had many more time zones than it has now. But because of the railroad, the building of the railroads across country.
I've been working on the railroad. Do, 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 do.
You know what song? You know what theme song I sang last
I'll
night?
tell you, the strongest guys in the world were the Chinese immigrants with the sledgehammers, like 12 hours a day. Boom, boom. Putting those spikes, the railroad spikes on the ground.
They had I think they were the first immigrants from China they're Cantonese. I think they were from Hong Kong.
Yeah.
And they were working on the railroad from the Pacific coast, and they were going eastward.
Mm-hmm.
And the former slaves were building because it was
from east to west. Yeah.
East to west, and they were supposed to meet in the middle, and that's how the railroad was built. Now, unfortunately, the company building the railroad didn't give a shit about sacred Indian land, and this is why the Indians attacked them. Meanwhile, the U.S. Army called them savages and this and that. Hey, you're not respecting their sacred land, and they've been in America for like thousands of years, and you got to respect them. You can't. You got to go around it. They don't want to go around. So anyway, Brian Suk, sir. Hey, James, great to see you today. Yes, great to be here today. Brian Suk says, hello to the Commodore as well. I love hearing about his training routines and how to build natural strength. Reminds me of the old John Henry tale.
Oh.
Yeah, John Henry I remember the song. John Henry was an ex-slave, former slave that was working the railroad, and he had a contest between the machine. It was between John Henry, human power, and the machine. But what was it? He beat the machine, but he dropped dead or something.
He dropped dead. Yeah, a heart attack. Was just exhaustion, but he still beat the machine because he had courage and guts.
Yeah, poor John Henry.
And he was relentless.
Yeah, and you're very welcome, Masumi. Now, I was discussing now. Masumi knows about. There is a very old, special Japanese whiskey made from sweet potatoes called sochu. SOCHU, sochu, or is it shochu? Wait a minute. It might be might be shochu or sochu. But anyway, that's pretty much what it is. I like to try it. I've seen it at the Japanese market in Mitsui. I like to try it someday. I'm having my organic Peruvian dark roast coffee. It's not like the best. There's nothing, as Jackie Gleason used to say, nothing like getting the best. Um, was it? Oh,
Baby, you're the best.
you know what song?
When I wasn't looking,
You know what
somehow you found me.
I sang last night? I sang the theme song to Love Boat. I got the lyrics.
Oh,
Love, exciting and new. Come aboard. We're expecting you. I had all three.
Captain STD.
And what's that? Green Acres was a great theme song.
Mm-hmm.
Board. Uh,
She was pretty. Jaja.
oh, that was
Was that Jaja's sister? Or was
no,
that Jaja Gabor?
that was Ava.
Ava Gabor. She
Ja,
was beautiful.
Jaja had the fake marriage to Merv Griffin because Merv Griffin was gay. He was really dating Denny Terrio from Dance Fever.
Hmm.
Yeah, he was. He
I'm
in
making
those days.
it. Da, 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 da. I'm making
They had
it.
they were in the closet and they stood in the closet back in the day. Have you ever heard about the Canadian strongman Louis Cyr? Yes, he was a
Louis
strong
Cyr. It's
Cyr,
CYR.
one of the strong
Louis. It's Louis. Louis Cyr. No,
Louis.
Louis. The S is silent. Louis. Louis Cyr.
Louis. Yeah. So anyway, yes, I have heard of him. And what about the Russian during World War One? But his last name was Zas. He popularized isometrics before Charles. See, Charles Atlas never used his dynamic tension to build his physique. He did it with old-fashioned weight training, and he was just trying to sell the dynamic tension. It was isometrics under the name dynamic tension. He's just trying to make a fast buck. And
Yeah, don't kick sand in my face. I used to love those comic book advertisements.
they, they worked. The weightlifters, the strongmen worked in the circus back then. There were circus strongmen, and even Eugene Sandow.
That's the one I want to talk about. Yep.
Eugene Sandow, the first Mr. Olympia, the first professional competitive bodybuilder champion. And hey, Ronnie S. from Clearwater, Florida. How you doing? What's up? What's up, James Gang? As long as you don't say gangbang. 273 pounds with one arm. Louis Cyr. Really? And what else we do? 4,000-pound platform on his back. He had 4,000 pounds on his back on a platform. That's interesting.
I wonder how old he was when he died. Just curious.
Yeah, I wonder if it took its toll on him. All of these like power lifters, they run into problems. They get the hip replacement surgeries and the. You want to come aboard? Hold on, Ronnie. Yes. After the show,
the love boat. Ronnie wants to come on the love boat.
After the show, I'm gonna watch WWE's Elimination Chamber 2024 on DailyMotion.com. Okay. Let's see.
Rock me steady, rock me slowly. Rock me down. All night long.
Right? Does rock me slowly mean that the girl is riding the man on top of him, riding?
Rock me slowly, rock me gently.
It was 49.
He was 49. I have never been loved like I've never seen a love like this before. And it goes do 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 do. Okay, do 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 do.
He was 49 years old when he died, Brian Sook said.
Wow.
Wow,
Wow,
young
that
guy.
took a toll on him.
Ronnie S. says, remember George Hackenschmidt?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And
The Hack
Stan,
Squad. He's the
and
founder of the Hack Squad.
the Hack Squad, and Stanislaus Zabisco was another um, famous power lifter.
Wow. 49 years old. Holy smokes.
Stanislaus Zabisco. I sent you the link on.
I'll be right back. Let's go to the photocopy machine. Keep talking.
Okay. What I want to do is I want to discuss important nutrients that should not be taken together. Okay, I'm just going to go through a few of them. Well, first of all, if you're taking statin drugs for high LDL cholesterol, you must take optimal doses of coenzyme Q10 because the statin drugs like Lipitor and so on and so forth deplete valuable coenzyme Q10 in the body, and the brain needs coenzyme Q10, and the health of your cardiovascular system needs it. So you must supplement with coenzyme Q10 if you're taking the statin drug. Another thing, zinc should not be taken at the same time as magnesium because they compete for absorption. Okay, so take them separately, like a few hours or several hours apart.
I've never been loved like this before.
And then what else? Yeah, take your zinc and magnesium separate. Dr. Jerry Graham, yeah, he was a wrestler. Dr. Jerry Graham was a wrestler. Are Persian clubs more technique or strength? Technique.
Ask the Iron Sheik. Remember the
Apple
Iron
cider.
Sheik?
Well, organic apple cider vinegar with the mother of the vinegar, the cloudy, raw, unprocessed, unpasteurized organic apple cider vinegar. It must be that form. I mean, I have to dilute a tablespoon with a lot of liquid because I'll get burning in my stomach, like an acid reflux. So I have to really dilute the tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Oh, another thing, do not take vitamin E with lutein. You know, lutein, zeaxanthin, and mesoxanthin are for the health of your eyes. And you really should take them if you're middle-aged. You really, because you want to prevent macular degeneration, the floaters, drusen, and cataracts. So don't take vitamin E with lutein. Take them separately also. And so this is very important. Don't just grab a handful of nutritional supplements and just suck them down all at the same time. You have to take them separately. You got Ronnie, you asked me for the link. I sent it to you on Messenger. Okay. Oh, you don't dilute it? Well, you have a cast iron stomach. I used to take a swig of the Bragg or there's other companies. I got Bragg now. I used to take it straight.
Where did you get it at? Aldi's, James, or did you have to get it at another place?
No, Bragg is sold in regular supermarkets now. The Bragg products, the raw apple cider vinegar is sold now in supermarkets. But you know, I'm a bargain shopper. You know, I look for the best price, and There are others that are the same type, like Bragg. But as long as it's raw, unpasteurized, organic apple cider vinegar, the cloudier, the better. Well, it's generally, it has the mother of the vinegar is rich in probiotics, in the probiotic bacteria. So the mother of the vinegar looks like pulp. It's very important. Don't get the clear. Don't listen to what people. If somebody tells you, "Oh, I take apple cider vinegar," but I don't like the cloudy one. I take the clear one. You dumbass! I told him, no, the clear one does not have the same nutritional and medicinal value as
Because it's too processed.
it's over processed. You hit the nail on the head. Processing kills enzymes. It kills the live enzymes in foods and nutrients and the valuable probiotic.
But
Yeah,
they know all the answers, James. They know all the answers.
Bragg is the most famous, raw and unfiltered. That's right, sir.
Rock me
Hey,
slowly,
hey,
rock me
Ronnie,
gently.
Ronnie, look, you busted my coons or what? You tell me where's the link? Where's the link? I send you the link.
You are
Over
the
on
weakest link.
the weakest link, I mean, and then you could all come on. What are you busting my balls or something? What's the deal?
Rock me gently, rock me
Michael
slowly.
You know what? This calls for a theme song. What do you say? I did Love Boat yesterday. What about Green Acres?
Ah! Yeah.
Let's see. The theme song, Green Acres, the lyrics.
Personally, I like the Beverly Hillbillies with Granny. Granny and Uncle Jed and Jethro. And Ellie
Okay.
Mae.
The lyrics to the Beverly Hillbillies. All right, I'll sing that. Okay, here he is. Finally, gee whiz. Here he is, Clearwater, Florida.
Wow.
What's up, guys? You got no patience, James.
We got
all the way down the East Coast from Canada to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
With James right in the middle, right in the mid-Atlantic states.
Yeah, I guess you can say that.
Yeah.
Come and listen.
How you
Come
doing,
and listen
Jeff?
to the
Very
band.
well there, Ronnie. Good to see you, sir.
A poor mountaineer barely kept his family fed.
My father tells me that Florida, he lives in Florida, that it's been rather cold this winter.
Yeah. It's
and rainy, too.
I think, rainy. Last weekend it rained nonstop, that's not normal for the winter time.
Okay.
That's what we've been getting here until now. It's every day is perfect.
Yeah, it's
dry,
a great day right now.
No clouds in the sky. It's dry as can be.
It looks like it's cloudy, right?
We had joy. We had fun.
That's my camera. It's actually blue. I don't have a
joy and fun. Means they had sex outdoors, right?
No, we had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun.
Who sings that?
Cher? Remember that song from the 70s?
Is that Cher? Sunny?
People could get away with
I want to go to Ronnie's place so I can go to the swimming pool in the middle of February. I can't go to a swimming pool up here in February. I can go ice skating on a swimming pool.
Yeah, so it's been a cold winter. But I think it's over now. Looks like the winter's in the rear view at this point. You know what it is? It's called the El Nino effect.
Yeah, there's La Nina and El Nino. Right now we're having the
El Nino was this winter. So I think it's cooler in Florida and rainier. And then I think in the northern states, it's a little bit not as cold, right? Is that...
It's been warm. We don't have any snow up here, Ronnie.
In Canada? Wow.
Yeah, in Eastern Canada.
Yeah, I know on Long Island, that's where I'm from. My family still lives there, and they've had very mild winters last like decade or something. It's not bad.
Yeah, we love it up here because we're saving a lot of money on heating oil.
Yeah, I'm sure. It's still
And
cold though.
in our cars aren't getting all that salt all over them. They rust out.
Yeah, well, you have very damp winters, right,
Yep.
Commodore?
Very.
Yeah. You have a wood burning stove in your house,
Nope.
or you got a
I
fireplace,
like to keep
right?
my insurance rates down.
Mm-hmm.
What about your fireplace is usable
Nope, I
right
don't.
now?
It is, but I don't use it.
Yeah.
Oh, then you got to get firewood.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't want like all like termites in the house and all kinds of crap.
Well, they get burned.
Yeah, then
You
they
got
start eating your house.
gotta keep, you know what the secret is? You got to keep the wood dry. You can't let it get rotten outside, like and let
I
the
know.
rain fall.
Well,
I mean, I have a friend who has he bought this colonial style house, and it came with a wood burning stove already broken in, and he's been using it, and he says I don't even turn my heat on. I just get the wood, I keep it dry.
yep.
And he says, and that thing, this sucker is cranked up to 800 degrees, and you have to put a kettle on of water because, it dries out the air in the house. Yeah, but there's nothing like the snap, crackle, pop, and smell of real wood
Yeah, that's
burning.
nice.
Yeah, just like when Kramer burned down George's fiance's cabin out there.
Oh, with the Cuban cigar.
Oh,
yeah.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, he left a lit Cuban cigar on a table, and then they left to go to the lake, and he slammed the door.
With George's girlfriend there.
No, that was
Elaine?
no,
No, the
Jerry.
chick.
that was Jerry's girlfriend. That she got pissed off at Jerry because she overheard him saying that she laughs like Elmer Fudd.
Oh.
Like that. And he couldn't stand the laugh, and it's embarrassing. What if you're with people and your girlfriend goes like that?
Hey James, you ever hear of Dr. Jerry Graham?
Yeah, he was a wrestler back in the day. There was Crazy Luke is supposedly his brother.
Yeah.
There was Crazy Graham.
The Graham family.
Yeah, they were
Superstar Billy Graham too was supposed to be part of the family, right?
well.
In kayfabe.
They weren't.
Kayfabe.
They weren't really. They were kayfabe. They were a
Yeah.
kayfabe family.
So that guy Jerry
Then there was-
started the family. So I was listening to a podcast about Vince McMahon, and they said
He's in deep
Jerry
shit.
Graham was the one who really, after Vince McMahon met his real father and started coming to the wrestling shows, Jerry Graham would like take him under his wing, and he's the one who showed Vince McMahon like all like the stuff behind the scenes, and he would go out and take him to like bars and shit, because that guy was like an alcoholic, right? Jerry Graham, and he did a lot of crazy shit like in his personal life.
A lot of them did crazy shit.
So that was the guy who introduced Vince McMahon to the business, besides his father.
Yeah, Vince McMahon was court-martialed in military school in the Carolinas, and
he has a pretty interesting, like childhood that you don't hear a lot about.
I watched that video and his background. Yeah, it's fascinating.
It is.
And he was a sicko as a young boy.
As a kid, yeah.
He wanted to stuff leaves in his
cousin.
His cousin's vagina. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He gave that Playboy interview in 2001, and that's where they get a lot of the info from.
Yeah, he was. That's a sign of a sadist, which he is. A sadist likes to humiliate others. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Trolls. Timothy Huazenga. Yeah, okay. Timothy Huazenga. Guess what? Huazenga? You're getting blocked.
Do you think that's the king of dots?
Yeah, I think it's the
You
king
think
of
it's an
dots.
alias?
He came. I blocked him because he was trolling me, and he came back with an alias because he told me
Or
nobody
it might be
Red
the,
Rooster.
the alias for corn dog.
I think corn dog,
Corn dog.
horn dog, HORN, and fart doctor are the same people.
Yeah, maybe.
I
Red
think
Rooster.
I think that yeah, I have a feeling he's a maniac. He's a like a stalker troll.
A
He
Trojan horse.
Yeah, he better watch it because Ronald J. Terrio has the address of where he works for the government. He has a government job and he does crazy shit, right?
Hmm.
He's got the address, his employers, the office he works in. He has his home address in the Washington D.C. suburbs of Virginia. He has his home address. He's got all the info. Now,
Nod, nod, wink, wink.
yeah, so I don't think his employers would be happy.
Now, Commodore, you don't watch wrestling, right?
What's that, sir?
You're not a wrestling fan.
Not really, but I respect everybody's
Well, do
passion.
you keep up with it though? That's what I mean.
No.
Okay.
But I respect everybody's passions, and
Yeah.
I'm always open-minded to learn. So,
Yeah. Well, it's a
I
very
mean, I like college football. NFL football's okay, but I love the New York Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
You don't like the Mets?
I like a lot of things.
you know what well, he's from Boston, so he grew up with the Red Sox.
Okay.
The
He's from Boston, but he's a Yankees fan.
No, I love the Yankees because I remember when I was a boy in the 1970s, and I always enjoyed watching the World Series with the Yankees,
Yeah.
and that's when I love the Yankees ever since then.
Okay.
Even if they're having a crappy season, Ronnie, I still like the Yankees.
Well,
I don't like the
They always
Yankees
have a decent team.
office management.
they're brand new this year. They're in
Yeah.
spring training now in St. Petersburg, right?
Yeah.
Spring training now it's further south. They're down in Charlotte, Port Charlotte. It's called.
Really?
It's close to Fort Myers where the hurricane hit.
Hmm.
Because
So the Yankees are way down there?
oh, not the Yankees. I'm sorry. I'm talking about the Rays. Yeah, the Yankees are in Tampa.
Why don't
Yank-
the Rays just do their spring training
At home?
in their home stadium?
I think I don't know, but it has a dome, so that it doesn't open up. Maybe they want to be outside this time of year because it's nice.
So
Yeah.
the Yankees, the Rays. Okay, all right. Anyway, I heard that they're giving that new prospect Spencer Jones some play time this spring training. I heard he's going to be in the outfield.
Yankees.
Spencer Jones is he's like a red hot farm team prospect, but he's he's big like Aaron Judge. He's
Oh, all right.
he's tall. He's
Wow.
about the same height. He's like 6'7", 6'6", 6'7", and he's just thinner and much younger than Aaron Judge. But
I want to see The Martian.
the Martian, I hear,
Who's that?
playing a lot sooner than they anticipate.
Who's that?
Jason Dominguez.
Jason Dominguez. Why do they call him the Martian?
Because he's out of this world.
Really?
Yeah, that's his nickname. He hit 6 home runs in his first 4 games.
Minor league?
Yeah. He's only like 21, 22 years old.
Well, he hit some in at the end of the season.
When they brought him up for the minors.
Yeah, no,
The Yankees have a very, very nice minor league stadium in Tampa. It's the biggest minor league stadium out of any.
It's like state of the art.
Yeah, it's really nice. That's where they have the spring training at.
And the hitting coach that they hired is the same hitting coach that took Juan Soto under his
I
wing
heard that. I did hear that.
from
Yeah.
the Washington Nationals when Juan Soto first started as a
Uh,
kid. That hitting coach is now working for the Yankees.
right.
Good.
So he's the guy that made Juan Soto what he is now. Now he's working for the Yankees.
Hmm.
What's
Yeah,
his name?
so they could work well together.
And Aaron Judge's private hitting coach that he pays privately is hired by Spencer Jones and some of the other guys are, like the guy who made Aaron Judge who he is today is like in other words, Aaron Judge was not happy with using the coaches that the Yankees
Yeah,
have.
he was thinking of leaving, right?
Yeah, well, because his contract was up
Uh-huh.
and he was testing the waters to see who would offer him the most money, and the Yankees offered him quite a bit, and he likes being in New York. He likes the team, and he's happy. The only thing that really sucks is that the Yankee fans only love you
If
when
you
you're
win.
producing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta really
Very,
be.
very different than Mets fans. Mets fans stick with the team.
They have more
They're
forgiveness. The
very
Mets
loyal fans.
tolerant, yeah,
Uh,
loyal. Yeah, that's how. Well, the Red Sox fans are like that too. Actually, a lot of teams have loyal fans. You know what I mean?
yeah, the
You know,
Yankees, it's like if you see somebody with a Yankee hat, that doesn't necessarily mean they're from New York. They could be from anywhere in the world. If you see somebody with a Mets hat, they're probably from Long Island or Queens.
well, my ex-wife's father in Colombia had a
Yeah, I think you
Yankee
told me
cap.
that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and he was always a big fan.
Uh-huh.
But the thing is, all right, they have the credentials with the 27 World Series
Hmm.
championships. They have legendary players of the past, but really, Brian Cashman is very lucky that old man Steinbrenner is not there now
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
he would have got his ass fired a long
Did
time
you
ago.
know Steinbrenner is from Tampa? That's why they have the
Well,
field in Tampa.
well, Steinbrenner's house was in the Tampa area.
Hmm.
I guess it was a
I think he
mansion.
grew up in Tampa though. If
No,
I'm
no,
not wrong.
no. He grew up in Cleveland.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was involved with shipbuilding. I don't
Mm.
know why. I don't know why there's shipbuilding in Cleveland, but it's
Oh, it's on the
Lake Erie.
Great Lakes. In the
Right.
Great Lakes, you
Yeah.
can go from the Great Lakes all the way to the Atlantic Ocean
Uh-huh.
through
Yeah,
the St.
true.
Lawrence
The Erie
River
Canal.
Would have to go from
in
Lake
Quebec.
Erie to Lake Ontario.
Yep.
Lake Ontario is where Toronto and Rochester, New York, is located. And then you go from Lake Ontario into the St. Lawrence River, and then the St. Lawrence River becomes the St. Lawrence Seaway, and then there's the North Atlantic right in front of you. So yeah, that's how they made their money. The Steinbrenners, shipbuilding, and that's how he got
So
the
he
money
went
to
from
buy it.
building ships to building a baseball team.
Yeah, yeah, it's just amazing how you would think he would buy the Cleveland Indians at the
He probably
time, but
didn't want to
no.
live in Cleveland.
Well, I don't think living in the Midwest is
It's not that
the
nice.
most exciting. I don't think it's most
It's
exciting.
cold. It's very cold.
Yeah, they have harsh winters and well, Buffalo is almost in the Midwest, almost.
But I consider it the Midwest. You know.
Yeah, Buffalo is on Lake Erie,
Yeah.
also like Cleveland, and then between Lake Erie and the next Great Lake, I don't know if it's Lake Huron or what. Detroit is on the what would you
It's
call
on
it?
the
Like
lake,
an
right?
isthmus. It's on the connection between Erie and the next Great Lake. So, because the word Detroit in French means straits, straight, like Straits of Magellan,
Oh, okay.
straits. So I think that's considered a strait.
Interesting.
Yeah. But getting back to Vince,
Vince and Dr. Jerry Graham.
Dr. Jerry Graham showed him the ropes.
Did you know that?
No, no pun intended. No, I didn't know that.
I just found out yesterday. I found this in-depth podcast about.
Yeah.
They have like six. It's a 6-part thing. I'll send it to you if you want. So I'm up to part 2 right now.
Guaranteed they're gonna make a movie.
Well, it's pretty amazing. They never made a biography, or and he has the guy came from a trailer park, and now he's a billionaire. And yeah, he's a pervert for sure.
I mean,
but
his father before being half owner of the Capital Wrestling Company lived in a trailer park.
Not his father. No, he didn't grow up with his father. He grew up with a stepfather.
Oh, that's right, the stepfather.
That's why he lived in North Carolina. And the stepfather beat him and beat his mom, and then supposedly his mom sexually abused him as a kid too. That's why he's fucked up in the head.
I heard that on the video. Yeah, his father was he was alcoholic, right? His stepfather.
I don't know if he was an alcoholic, but he was just like a dirtbag. He had another family originally, and he abandoned them, and then married Vince's mom.
Linda.
No, that's his wife.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
Vince's mom. Because Vince McMahon Sr. left them in North Carolina, because he was actually in the army, his dad, and that's why he was in North Carolina area. So he actually got married to this lady. He had 2 kids, and Vince McMahon was one of them. With her, and then he moved up to New York. He got divorced and started up another family. And Vince McMahon didn't end up meeting him until he was like 12 years old, and that's when he found out that he owned the wrestling promotion.
Yeah, it was him and Toots Mont.
Yeah.
And there was another guy, a Jewish guy, that was involved, but it was mostly Toots Mont. And the reason why they called him Toots is because he had very soft, effeminate hands.
Oh, really?
Like creamy
but he was
white
a former
hands.
wrestler too.
Yeah, that was now the Capital Wrestling Company. They were based in the Washington
D.C. area.
Area, and then eventually they ended up in Connecticut, Stamford.
No,
Connecticut.
they didn't. They didn't go to Stamford. Vince McMahon created Titan Towers. It's a whole different company, and he headquartered it in Stamford.
Right. Maybe because he lived in Greenwich.
I think he lived somewhere up there. Yeah.
Yeah. So I saw it going up to Massachusetts. I passed
with
it
the big flag.
It's on I-95.
Is it?
Yeah, the office. It's freestanding.
That's closed now. That's not even open anymore.
Really?
When they sold it, the new company didn't use that building. TKO.
Oh.
So
wow.
Yeah, so that was called Titan Towers, and Titan Towers was owned by Vince McMahon and Linda McMahon. And then they, underneath that, owned the World Wrestling Federation. That was how his corporate structure was created.
It was, it was freestanding office building, nothing else around it. It was right directly on I-95.
A lot of fucked up things happened there, man. So this girl that's suing them, she said she got raped in there. In that building, yeah.
So I guess everybody's office was in there, even Pat Patterson.
Yeah, I think Pat Patterson. Dutch Mantel was saying that there was only like 300 employees there. So they all kind of knew stuff, but nobody was going to say anything. It was just accepted,
Yeah. Yeah, well,
interesting story, like fucked up story, but.
Well, Bill Clinton dropped his drawers too when he had it when he interviewed one of the women.
Lewinsky?
No, not Lewinsky. Way before Lewinsky.
Oh.
Paula. Is there a Paula Jones?
Yeah, Paula Jones. She's sort of like a big nose.
She had a big
Oh,
schnozola.
Paula Jones.
Yeah,
I have heard of her.
and she was told to come to Bill Clinton's hotel room for the interview, which is kind of a weird place to interview somebody for employment. But anyway, when he opened the door, I guess he was in his underwear or he was bottomless or
That's
something.
what Vince did too. In one of the interviews, he opened the door in his underwear.
Yeah, well, they're sex addicts. They're sex addicts. Sex Addicts Anonymous. What do you do when you're in a Sex Addicts Anonymous
They have a group
meeting? What do? You stand up and say, "Hi, I'm
I guess.
so and so."
I mean, it's a real thing.
Yeah, but you know what I saw? There was an episode of Cheers where Ted Danson had to go to one of those meetings, and there was he was hooking up with one of the sex addict women in there.
Yeah.
Because there are women that go.
Mhm.
I imagine probably not a lot of them, but there was a woman in there, and he hooked up with her.
I'm sure that happens. Like if you go to Alcoholics Anonymous, people probably link together in there too.
Well, they meet and date because they have something.
Things.
That's a hell of a thing to have in common with somebody you want to date. I mean, it's a vice. Oh, I have something in common with her. We both have the same psychological problem or the same addiction. It's not something that you want to be proud of saying. Like, it's not like, well, I love golf and she loves golf and we go golfing together. It's not like something nice.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so Anthony Laura was telling me that the NWA is making a big comeback.
Are they?
Making a comeback. Yeah, they're on CW 11.
Really?
Yeah, and I think they should hire all the legends that are doing wrestling talk on YouTube. They should get the original big gold belt.
They had it. They made a comeback before COVID. They made a comeback in like 2019. But then when they couldn't have anybody come to the arenas and stuff, it kind of fizzled out.
But they're having a problem getting a decent time slot on a cable station.
Oh, it's expensive, So, that's cool. I know they were bought out by, I think, the guy who owned TNA at one time, Billy Corgan, the guy from Smashing Pumpkins. I think so. He got into
Billy, whatever his name is.
Billy Corgan, right?
Yeah.
He owned the TNA, and then it was called Impact, and he got into a dispute with Dixie Carter there, so he quit that. But I think he bought the NWA actually. I don't know if he still owns it.
Dixie Carter's father is very wealthy.
Yeah.
From what I understand.
Yeah. They renamed it back to TNA recently. Did you know that?
Total nonstop action.
They changed it to Impact Wrestling for a few years there, and now they changed the name back to TNA. You didn't ever watch that, right?
No, I watched it. I just hated that octagonal ring that they were using to try to copy MMA.
I think they brought it back. They had it. Hulk Hogan, when he came in 2010, him and Bischoff came in, and they wanted to change it to the squared circle, and they did.
Yeah, because it's weird. It's like it's like
it made them unique though. So I was like, instead of being like WWE.
You know what I think is fun to watch when AEW has these matches where there's like 2 or 3 rings next to each other, and they're like jumping. They're like
WCW used to do that. I think that's where we got the idea.
Really? Like from one ring to the
Yeah, it was
next?
called World War III, I think. It was a pay-per-view every year. It was 3 rings set up.
And then they have a cage with a roof.
Uh-huh.
They have a totally enclosed cage for cage matches where they
I
have
think
like,
WCW, well, it's like the Hell in a Cell, right?
oh, is Hell in a Cell has a
It has a
steel?
roof, yeah. It's a cell.
Now, what's the difference between that and elimination? Well, I'll find out. when we watch
Elimination Chamber has pods. So the wrestlers start in the ring and each one is inside a pod. And then every like 5 or 10 minutes or something, the pod opens. So they enter at different times.
Kind of like with the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And you see the timer go and it goes, man.
Yeah. It's like that.
Next
But it's
person-
not
yeah,
30 people. It's only like 6 people, I think.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Very, and they used to drive. They used to carpool it to the different arenas back in the old territory days. You know, they
Is that, what's his name? Dutch Mantel did that, right?
yeah. Well, they did that. They did that a lot more than flying because the territory was the territory. I mean, it was drivable.
You
Right.
mean like from New Jersey to New Hampshire?
Like
Yeah,
I'll give you an
probably.
example. Vince McMahon Sr.'s territory was Worldwide Wrestling Federation. It went as far south as the Baltimore, Washington area,
That's where their
and
TV was from.
as far north as Maine. That they had New England,
Uh-huh.
they had the New York metro area, the Philadelphia area, and including New Jersey, of course, and then Maryland, and that's it. And then they, I don't think they really went farther west than
No,
Philly.
they stuck around New York City. I mean,
Yeah,
Madison Square
so
Garden was where their main stuff was.
So this region is very drivable. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, if you go to Maine, that's like freaking.
That was
7 or
where
10.
when Vince McMahon Sr. first let Junior come in, he sent him up to Maine.
It didn't work out.
Well, that's where he got started at, because
Yeah, but-
the promoter up there was skimming off the top, and so he brought his son. He brought his son in to oversee it in Maine.
Oh, so he was robbing the company.
Yeah, and then he eventually moved into the announcing role.
Yeah, because they bucked heads and see what happened was Toots Mond liked Bruno a lot, but Vince Senior liked Buddy Rogers. He didn't like Bruno. He didn't get along with Bruno Sammartino.
He liked Hogan.
Yeah, he likes Hogan. There's too much. There's a lot of office politics in pro wrestling because you know what? Ever since the state athletic commission stopped getting involved in pro wrestling, it was like they're like little dictatorships. It was like the wrestlers were not licensed anymore.
Well, that was because Vince McMahon admitted publicly that it was predetermined. So, and he did that because he didn't want to have to pay the licenses anymore or have the athletic commission come in. Because if you say it's not a legitimate sport, then the commission doesn't have to come in like as if it was boxing. So he saved money on that.
And he had to pay a doctor to be at ringside, and but then
Dr. Zahorian. That was the guy that was giving out the steroids.
When I was a kid, they had Dr. Bernard Schwartz.
Okay, yeah.
In the
70s.
So they had to spend money, But
and they would announce him, like Howard Finkel would announce his name, the doctors and the referees, right?
Yeah. The attendant doctor at ringside. They used to announce everybody, and they had a guy before Finkel. They had an old guy named Joe McCune.
I've seen him before. Yeah.
Joe McCune used to mispronounce everybody's name. Um, yeah, he mispronounced a lot of names. It was funny, but they um, they carpooled it because it was a territory, like I said before, and I know like Kowalski didn't want. He ended up kicking people out of his car. He didn't want to carpool because these guys would be smoking marijuana
Mm-hmm.
and drinking in the car, and he was very straight edge.
Mm-hmm.
Killer Kowalski was very straight edge, and he's a vegetarian. He didn't smoke. He
He
didn't,
trained Triple H.
yeah, he didn't drink. He had a school in
Yeah,
Salem, Massachusetts.
he trained Triple
Kowalski.
H in China, and a lot of other people.
Yeah, he was based out of. He's really from like Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, around there over the border, and so he started in the Detroit area, and so did the Grand Wizard, Ernie Roth, and then he ended up when he became when he worked a lot for Vince Senior, he opened the school up in New England, yeah, Salem, Massachusetts, and then he moved it out, but he was still in New England. Triple H, China,
Yeah.
but he would go like over an hour and have incredible stamina. They called him the whirlwind. Like he would like go nonstop, and he attributed it from being a vegetarian.
Okay.
Because when you think about it, vegetarian animals have a lot of stamina.
Mm-hmm.
They can run, 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 and run and run. When they're being chased by a predator,
Mm-hmm.
which has no stamina. They have short. They ambush and they have short bursts of speed, and that's
Like
it.
a T-Rex.
Yeah, short bursts of speed, like
Yeah,
sprinters.
yeah.
Or football players.
Football
They
players.
play by play, and then it stops, and then
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll be right
Yeah. So
back.
all right. Let me see now. Those old newlywed dating game. The girl says, "What's the most? What is it? Bob Eubanks says, what's the most unusual place you had sex?" And she says, "In the ass."
Yep. That was good. Anyways, it's 6 o'clock. I got a bit to do.
Oh wow! Wow! See how time flies
Mm-hmm.
when you're yakking away.
It was a good show.
Yeah. We did. I guess we did sports talk.
I'll
Percolator.
see you next week.
Of course, we'll keep in touch. Anyway, that was the Commodore Jeff Zambello. Oof. I'm probably gonna do my usual Sunday ritual of ordering Chinese food to be delivered. Oh. There he is. So he was in the office doing his
Did we
he
lose
was
the
in the
Commodore?
yeah, he was in the office doing his accounting, and he leaves at
Okay. At 5?
where he lives. Yeah, where he lives, it's Atlantic time.
Mm-hmm.
He's an hour ahead of us.
Atlantic. Oh.
Yeah, he's an hour ahead, like Puerto Rico. He's an hour ahead of us. So it's 6 p.m. He leaves the office and he goes to the gym and works out and then goes home. So I usually have him for an hour.
Why does he work on Sundays?
You know what he wants to do?
He wants to retire. So is he working 7 days a week?
His Canadian retirement is really not that far away.
Mm-hmm.
So he's building up a nice juicy, whatever you want to call it, pension or
Do
whatever.
you think he
Then
works 7 days a week?
yeah.
Yeah.
So then he's gonna go come back to the United States.
Is he gonna move back to Massachusetts?
I don't know. He likes it over here in Jersey.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he loves it in
High tax
Jersey.
over there. High tax states.
Where I live, Bergen County is very high tax.
I think New Jersey actually has the highest property taxes in the
Yeah.
country. No,
Well-
no. It's not property taxes. It's I think it's just the cost of living in general.
Well, northeastern New Jersey, which includes my county
Mhm.
and some parts of in Passaic County,
Okay.
but it depends on the area. Then you have Middlesex County.
But
I'm sorry, you have Essex County where you have Montclair, which is a real highfalutin town.
mhm.
There's a lot of
What about
highfalutin.
Hackensack? Is a big.
Hackensack is just the capital of Bergen County. It's not. No,
That's like the song, right? Where
Billy Joel.
yeah, they make it seem like Hackensack is the place people want to move move up.
Back in the day, it used to be
Mm.
a
Who needs a place up in Hackensack?
there's a street in Hackensack called Summit Avenue where they have these old mansions. It used to be back in the day. It used to be a place where people with big bucks
Mhm.
would live.
Not anymore.
And no, not anymore.
No.
No, now the people with big bucks are going out
Living in
elsewhere.
Florida, right?
No, there's Upper Saddle River. There's Upper Saddle River, Ridgewood, Franklin Lakes, Alpine, which is on the Hudson River, where I am, Edgewater, Fort Lee, Cliffside Park, the different areas. But Hackensack used to be the place for people with big bucks, and they have these old like mansions on Summit Avenue.
Now,
And
when Billy Joel made that song, was it still like that?
no, it was just simply the capital of Bergen County.
And that's where you live,
Yeah.
right? Bergen County.
No, I live in Bergen County. My hometown is right next to Hackensack and Lodi.
So you can probably drive from Hackensack to New York City, right? A lot of people commute to work.
Well, a lot of people take the bus to Port Authority,
Uh-huh.
and then they get on a subway or
My dad used to
They
do
work-
that. He used to
they
go
work-
through Elizabeth, which is a bad area. But that's
Yeah.
where the bus or the train ran through there. From where he was.
Yeah,
working.
New Jersey Transit train system that goes to
That goes to Penn,
uh,
right?
what is it, Penn Station, right? But it's all like in Midtown, Port Authority,
Mhm.
Penn Station, Grand Central. That's where the big clock is in
Yeah.
the lobby.
Yep. Yeah.
Grand Central.
Grand
You know,
Central, right?
But with this guy that's mayor now, this Eric Adams, there's been a lot of violent crime in the subways.
Did you see the video of the guy who was playing like an instrument or something? He was a well-known guy. He wasn't a bum, And he was playing, and somebody came up behind him and whacked him with something and knocked him out on the subway.
Well, they don't play they don't play where people wait for the subway. They play in the station.
Mhm.
Yeah,
that
for
was
instance,
like a week ago. I saw it.
yeah, like for instance, the New Jersey Transit buses go to 42nd Street and 8th Avenue station. So they get out and then if they want to take a subway, they'll either go downstairs into the 8th Avenue subway, or if they have to, they'll walk into the 7th Avenue where the big McDonald's is,
Mhm.
or on 42nd Street,
Mhm.
42nd, the corner of 42nd Street and I guess 8th Avenue. Yeah, they'll go there, and the 7th Avenue station. That's where they get all these subways. Uh, uptown, downtown, Queens, Brooklyn, the boroughs.
Yeah.
So all the connecting subway cars that go every which way uh, are at the 7th Avenue station. And then, all the tourists are there, of course, Times Square. Uh, but yeah,
Would you take a
actually,
subway now?
I'm 15 minutes. No, not now. The way maybe when the Republicans were running New York and they were tough on crime.
I wouldn't want to take a subway.
No, I would. I would take a. If I had to, I'd take a bus.
Yeah, I'll do the bus. I'll take the LIRR. You know, I take that out to,
Yeah,
to Long Island. If I fly into JFK,
Yeah.
I'll take the
Yeah.
I'll take the connection over to Queen, Jamaica Queen station, and that's where you get the connection to go to Long Island.
Jamaica Queen. I heard that's a shitty part of
It's a
Queens.
shitty neighborhood, but the train station's fine, and it's not the subway. It's above ground.
It's a
Yeah.
train station. The Throgs Neck Bridge that connects Nassau County with
The Throgs
the-
Neck connects Queens with, I don't remember. The Whitestone connects Bronx to Queens. The Whitestone Bridge, right?
Bronx. Yeah. Yeah, I'm only 15 minutes by bus from Port Authority, where I live, to Port Authority. Yeah, the bus number 158 goes back and forth, maybe every 20 minutes or so. And then they have a ferry. A lot of people that work in Midtown Manhattan that live in Edgewater, to save money on rent, they take the weather permitting, they take the ferry, which goes from Edgewater Marina, because there's a marina right down the hill from me where all the boats, yachts, cabin cruisers, what have you. And the New York Waterway, it's called New York Waterway Ferry, will go from Edgewater Marina and it'll travel diagonally south to Midtown. And I guess that the end,
That's convenient.
there's a marina at the end of 8th Avenue where I think the Circle Line tours are there. I think it's the end of when 8th Avenue meets the Hudson River.
Yeah, it's got to be weather permitting, though. I mean, you can't take a ferry year round over there.
No, they don't. They don't run in the winter.
So it's probably more of a summer thing. I know you could take a ferry from Long Island up to Connecticut. That runs in the summertime.
And I saw the New York Waterway also has a ferry from Hoboken to Lower Manhattan, back and forth. Hoboken to Lower Manhattan. So, people take either the train, which they call the PATH train. When the train goes over the Hudson River.
What does PATH stand for? Port Authority Transit something.
Yeah. No, it doesn't go over the Hudson River. I'm sorry. It goes through a tunnel. Yeah, the train, PATH train goes through a tunnel. So Hoboken has a PATH train, and there's one over here. Train is cheaper than the bus if you're near the train station.
Right. Yeah.
It's faster. It's cheaper. It's faster.
But I mean, how many people live that close to the train station? You at least got to drive in and park there.
Gotta be lucky. Yeah, there's There's even parking lots like where I'm from. There's even parking lots right by the bus station for specifically for people that want to take the bus into the city.
Hmm.
So they park their car there, and just
Yeah, I
like what
mean, there's a lot of people doing it.
mostly train stations, there's always a parking lot.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. New Jersey Transit train station goes all the way west and in northern New Jersey. I get to like Morris County, going all the way like at least like an hour from here by car. And there's train stations going through like Dover, New Jersey, and people can just hop on the train and it'll take them right into the city.
Hmm.
The thing is that, of course, Florida is testing the waters.
Hmm.
Not that it has to be tested. High speed rail.
Yeah, they
I
already
gotta
got
give
it. They got it in already.
I gotta give them credit. I gotta give them credit because Florida, as far as I know, is the only state that is using.
But it's
Uh,
not a government-run system. It's a private company. So
it's
they're
private.
planning different parts of the country to open up. Also, I know between LA and Vegas, they want to do it.
Now Amtrak. Oh, that'll be perfect for that. That'll be ideal for
That's
Vegas. You
on
can.
their schedule.
I mean, to go at high speed across the Mojave Desert and see all that nice desert scenery and
Hmm.
go from
Instead
LA.
of taking a plane.
Yeah, it'll probably even connect San Diego too. And it's just like, yeah, people, because the planes are they're really fucking people over,
Yeah, yeah.
and there's not a lot of room. There's not a lot of room.
Mm.
I mean, I
And
took
it's a pain in the
United.
ass. You got to go through all the security. You're
Yeah,
getting
people
screwed
don't want
over with fees here and fees. No, what? You don't want to do that shit.
I have my knees. No matter how I adjusted my seat on United, my knees were still up against the seat in front of me.
Hmm.
And they told me there's Wi-Fi I could connect to, and it didn't work.
I don't think I've ever taken United.
Ah, I hated it. It was a 5-hour flight from Newark Liberty Airport to San Diego, and it's a good thing I had an LAPD, an LA, Los Angeles cop sitting next to me, and real nice guy. We were talking the whole 5 hours. We were joking around, and
Mm.
I said to him, sat down, introduced ourselves, and he told me, he was here for a wedding. He has relatives in New Jersey. He was here for a wedding. So his girlfriend is in San Diego, or lives in San Diego. So I says, I just want you to know, if anybody starts any trouble on this flight, you and I are tackling them.
Hmm.
He says, damn right we are. Damn right we are. You know, well, the good thing is there's martial arts weapons that are not made out of metal. They're made out of like high impact polypropylene. That you can break a cinder. I got a walking stick made out of that from cold steel. It can shatter a cinder block in one shot.
Wow.
And I use it as a barbell with my power bands, but it's got a hook on the end. It's pointy. It's got a spike in the back and a hook on the end.
Hmm.
So, you know, very effective, But like Hulk Hogan with his long post, his wooden.
What's that?
Do you remember Hogan and when he went to check on his son getting arrested? He
Oh,
had the long looked like a dowel, like a rod, wooden rod.
uh-huh.
which was extra tall. I guess he uses that as a cane for his
I
back,
guess so. Yeah,
but it's also good when you need it.
to do
It's
some
a,
damage. Maybe that's why he has it.
you could do some if you know how to use it. You could do some. You can kill somebody with one of those things, and also if an alligator or a dog tries to rush him, you can put distance between you and the animal.
Hmm.
That thing, whack them between the eyes,
Yeah.
whack them on the nose.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Well, usually what they do,
Like
the
a
Irish,
shillelagh.
the Irish stick fighters, they hold the shillelagh like if they think something's going down, they'll hold the shillelagh. Hold on, like this. So they'll come. So when they could block somebody by coming across, whipping from the side. All right, and then you can follow through because you want to whack them diagonally. You don't want to come straight overhead because then somebody can come in and get you.
Yeah.
So you want to do this, but if you whack them from the side, it's more effective.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
that's a martial art.
Uh,
Irish stick fighting is a martial art.
Irish stick fighting.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's an organization on Facebook.
Is that like
They
stickball?
they have a Facebook page. Yeah, Irish stick fighting. Um, and they train people, and that's how they used to fight the English because the English didn't want allow the Irish to have like weapons.
Oh. Hmm.
No, no, they didn't want them to have any industry,
Nothing, right?
nothing. Everything belonged to the King of England. Yeah, yeah. So they first they had the shillelagh was like a cudgel, like a club, not long, but it was shorter, but it was meant to be a weapon. So then the English outlawed that, and that's when the Irish turned it into a walking stick because they couldn't outlaw walking sticks.
Hmm.
People would like
And that's what
meaning.
Hogan uses.
No, Hogan just has a bow staff. He has like a wooden um, rod. It's round. Uh, you could. They sell them for curtains.
Oh.
They call it
Yeah.
a dowel.
Yeah.
They're usually made of oak or
Uh huh.
hickory or oak. You can't go wrong.
Hmm.
But he has a long one, 48 inches or more. But yeah, I don't blame him. The guy is in pain. He had 10 back surgeries.
He's a survivor, though.
Yeah, he definitely is because he
You
said
think
a
of
lot.
all the people he knew in the '80s that are dead now.
Yeah, they're all dead. Hey, Mr. Bart Robinson, long time no see.
You could say Hulk Hogan and Vince McMahon, both of them. All the people they knew back in the '80s. How many of them died?
A lot, and they're not just the old people in wrestling, but a
No.
lot of young people died too.
Hmm. Younger than them.
I mean,
Younger than Hogan.
if you ever watched the video slideshow of all the people who have died,
Yeah, I've seen it. It's pretty
and
sad. Most of them from heart attacks.
yeah, I think a lot of drug related, either addiction to
Well,
opioids.
the steroids messes up your heart, and then all the drugs that they do. So all
Uh,
that combined.
my friend that I used to work with when I worked for East Coast Pro Wrestling, doing security at first. My friend Brian, he from doing steroids for many years, he was hooked up to some kind of cardiology device.
Now,
No, and they took him off. They just took him off it.
Damn.
He had to. He had to be hooked up to this electronic
What the fuck?
device. He had a heart
How
problem.
old is he?
He's young.
And he's doing the roids?
He's
I mean, I think the younger wrestlers these days are more educated on that stuff, and they don't really get too involved.
Yeah, but he wasn't cycling steroids. He was doing it nonstop.
Really?
Yeah.
I think the guys in the 80s and the late 70s, they didn't really know the side effects back then. So they were all doing it.
Nah, we're talking about, let me think now. Hold on. I met him in the 1990s,
Mm-hmm.
and I've known him for that many years, and they knew the dangers of anabolic steroids in the 90s.
By the 90s, they did, yeah.
Yeah, and he knew it. He just liked the feel of getting strong and big, big and strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all good. I feel good. You know, he talks like Mike Tyson. He's
Does he?
a white guy.
Really?
Like Mike Tyson. Yeah, you know, it's I'm pressing 100-pound dumbbell.
What was his name in East Coast Wrestling? I've seen them before.
East Coast. So
What was his name?
he fucked up his shoulder. Oh, he was his wrestling. He was trained by Iron Mike Sharp, and he was under the name Tony Testosterone.
I never heard of that, but I've seen a few shows because they used to travel through Long Island sometimes.
You know, he had shoulder surgery too. Besides the cardio problems, he just had shoulder surgery this year because remember I told you he's bragging about doing shoulder presses with 100-pound dumbbells.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he can't do that anymore. Fucked his shoulder up. Hey, the troll came back with another alias.
That's Amanda.
Amanda Hug and Kiss, right?
Amanda Olsen, isn't that one of the Olsen twins?
Are you one of the Olsen twins?
From Full House. Was Amanda one of their names?
I don't remember. I know there were two redheads. Donald Trump is going to save our country and our democracy. Now watch what happens. I'm going to block this one.
Well, let him go. Let him go. I don't gotta block him.
You mean for comedy purposes?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't want people to think that I'm condoning what he's saying.
I mean, you want to leave it as a free. People can say things, right?
Well, we could.
You don't want to just be blocking people left and right.
We could laugh at him.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's probably a him. Yeah, there was another troll with a wacky name that was saying Donald Trump in 2024, let's go Trump, or I love Trump, something like that.
Today?
Yeah, today.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Bart
right.
Robinson says, yeah, right.
Bart Robinson is a very smart cookie.
Bart Robinson's a rocket scientist.
And I am a fucking rocket scientist.
Bart Robinson lives in Woodson, New Jersey, right? Is that what it is? Wood something.
Well, the Grand Poobah,
yeah, that guy.
Woody Woodson.
The Grand Knight.
Woody Wood was the Grand High Imperial Wizard of the Masonic Lodge in Woodstown.
And then they have a VFW, I think he said there too. That's where he goes. That's his local watering hole.
That's the watering hole. Yeah, that's the. You know,
I used to drink at a VFW. On Long Island, you can get cheap beers in a VFW.
You know who has a really big, nice-looking watering hole, a bar, and a kitchen, and good food, and all that.
Hulk Hogan.
No. The Elks Lodge.
The Elks? I've never been. I don't understand what that is.
Because they did.
What is that?
East Coast Pro Wrestling did their TV taping at an Elks.
They do. They do have wrestling there sometimes. I know.
At an Elks Lodge.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because they had a
lot of space.
They had a nice high ceiling. They had a big ass room for attendance.
Yeah.
and they had chandeliers and everything.
Hmm.
And they had a big,
And
big.
they're around the country. There's different Elks lodges around
Yeah,
the
no,
country.
they're big. They're big.
Oh,
They're
what
big.
is it? Do you know what an Elks lodge is?
It's a lodge. It's a
I know, like it's a building, but what is an elk? Like the
oh,
history behind it.
elk. An elk is related to a deer, but much bigger.
Okay. Oh,
I don't know the history of the elks. I
okay,
know what
okay.
you're saying. Like the Masonic,
The
the
Masonic, they have this weird history.
Freemasons goes back
Freemasons,
to the Knights Templar. I think.
right?
Now is Elton John? Was he a rocket scientist because he sang the song
He was a
Rocket
rocket man. Rocket man.
Rocket Man? Da, da,
I like
da,
Elton John.
Yeah,
He had a lot of good songs.
yeah, Philadelphia Freedom. He had a lot of good songs.
My mom's a big Elton John fan.
Woodstown. Remember when Billy Joel sang Pressure? Pressure. I don't want a Peter Pan advice. Pressure.
Yeah,
He
that was
says,
Billy
no,
Joel.
no, the corner bar is my what? The corner
I
bar is
thought
my.
you said it was the VFW. Didn't you say that?
Wait a minute. Well, what's at the VFW?
Yeah,
Google corner bar. Oh, it's called the corner bar.
I thought he said it was the VFW.
Corner bar, Woodstown, awesome dive bar. We have Elks, Moose, and Mason Hall. Oh, those
You
are
don't
three.
have to be a member. Yeah.
There's three different. Yeah, but that's three different lodges, right?
No, I think the Elks Moose Lodge is one lodge.
Oh, they must maybe they bought them out or one or the other.
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
So
about it.
an outsider, of course, they're gonna sell you a drink because money's money.
Yeah, yeah.
So an outsider could walk into an Elk Moose Lodge, go to the bar, and sit and drink.
It's
Is that
just
correct?
like a VFW, or the other one is the other veteran one is the VFW is Veterans of Foreign Wars, and then there's the Legion, something like American Legion.
And then there's the Knights of Columbus, which is a
That's a
Catholic.
Catholic one,
Yeah,
and that's usually right next to a Catholic church.
usually they're not far.
Yeah,
Sometimes they're right next to it, like you said.
yeah. The ones that I've seen are right next to it.
Yeah, right next to it. So everybody's got their lodges, and
Yeah.
um,
And the Masonic is, I know, I don't know if they open up a bar there, but you can definitely rent it out. You rent out the space.
well,
For your own thing.
they're very secretive. The
Mhm.
Masonic, like I think they lock the door when they get together.
But if you go there, I've been to an event. You just rent out the space. It's just like a VFW kind of thing.
Yeah, but they have bizarre customs.
Oh yeah, but you don't take part in any of that shit.
No VFW by
No
him.
VFW. All right.
Yeah.
I'll be right back, James.
Yeah, I like.
Alright.
Yeah, Imperial Wizard should have like a big crown or a big like a Maharaja's turban or something. Like Karnak. Remember Johnny Carson? Karnak the Magnificent. Oh, you didn't put a comma after Elks, so I didn't know what that meant. All right, Elks and Moose are two different establishments. Little dating game theme song. Jew's harp. I'm gonna have my usual ritual of Chinese takeout delivered, getting a shower, then busting into a case of ice cold Schlitz. Oh, macro beer. It has reappeared in my area. Well, hey, as long as you like it. The only macro I like are the Mexican beers from the Modelo company and Canadian company like Molson. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, and some of the your popular European ones like Stella Artois is a good beer. Uh, anyway, you probably went to the gymnasium today, right? That's why you're taking a shower. All right, Chief. Have an invigorating shower. I use a shower head that's not sold in American stores. It's imported from Italy. It's called Cyroflex. It's for people with low water pressure. They're not expensive. You put them on, you put it on, and it's like taking a shower under a waterfall. I bring it. I even bring it with me if I'm on vacation. I unscrew the water saving shower head in a hotel, and I put my Cyroflex up there, and I just
What's that, James?
talking about how I hate low flow shower heads, and
I do too.
I use Cyroflex
Does
shower
it
heads
does
because
it filter the water?
it has a stainless steel basket that you can clean out. You can bang it out, but there's no water saving device. You get super powerful, full force
That's good.
shower.
Yeah. Can you pick it up and?
You can't buy it in American stores, but I'll send you the link.
Oh, really? Can you pick it up from the shower like it has the hose, and then
Yeah,
you can
they have one
spray
with
it?
I still have one that I haven't used still in the bag.
Send me the link. Because I'm actually looking for one of those right now.
My favorite macro, hands down. Oh, he's talking about Schlitz.
Schlitz. I've never had
Um,
Schlitz.
Schlong? Schlitz? Schlong. All right, let me
But
show you the one.
the water here in Florida, I know you probably heard, is not good. The quality is bad, and it messes up your skin. It messes up your hair.
Ugh. Oh, you mean it's like that? It smells like rotten eggs.
Sometimes, yeah.
It's sulfur. All right.
So I want
I'm
to
gonna
get a shower head, but that also has a filtration system.
Well, then it won't be Cyroflex, but all right. This is the Cyroflex that comes with the detachable hose, which is good for people with dogs and senior citizens, and you know, it's good for. I guess it would help when you wash your ass crack, your anus, and your balls, and your schlong. You know, the genitalia washing, sanitizing. You know, you can use the detachable hose. But that's the Cyroflex. So I don't have this hooked up. I just have the Cyroflex head, okay, which looks like this. And inside here, there's a stainless steel plastic basket that you could bang out and clean. But these are shower heads with no water saving device, and you will not get a low flow shower. You will get a high volume shower.
Send me the link on
I'll send you the link.
Messenger. Yeah, I can't stand those low flow water, no pressure.
Yeah, because it's like, what about What about like women that have like long, thick hair? You have to spend probably over an hour trying to rinse the shampoo out of your hair. I mean,
Very good.
it's like trickle dickle. That's how the hotels in Baja, Mexico were. It was like if you had a fucking bucket with holes
So
in the
you
bottom.
brought that down there with you, or you travel?
No,
You travel with it though? You said.
I didn't bring it with me that time. I should have.
Yeah, but you do bring it around now, or you don't really travel.
I gotta order more. You know, I gotta yeah, because I gave some away. You know, I gave a few of them to my sister.
And you're right about you want to wash your ass.
Hey, you want to
That
wash your
thing,
ball, your
it's I
sweat,
mean whatever.
extend.
It sounds funny, but it's true, right?
You know, the ass, the anus, and the genitalia, they have two different stench. They have a different odor. Like your armpits have one
Yeah.
type
Yeah.
of body odor,
Yeah.
and your ass has another, and then
When I go up to visit my sister on Long Island, she
yeah,
has a house up there with she's got a real fancy shower head thing with the hose, and it's got great pressure. I got it. Maybe I should ask her which one she has. But I like going up and staying with her at her place. She's got the best bathroom out of anybody in my family up there.
really
Yeah, she does.
sounds like my. I love
Yeah, you see what
a
he says, Bart?
I love a big modern. Yeah, he said Fort Myers. The water was horrible.
The
Yeah, well,
water's no good down here. Fort Myers is south of me. That's
yeah,
They got hit
that's
with the
like
hurricane like a year and a half ago, the big one.
they're north of Naples and Marco
Yeah,
Island.
it's around the same area though. They're not that far north of them.
Yeah, that's the spelling. I put it in the comments. Yeah, Styroflex. You can get them on Amazon, and you know I'll find if you're interested in the one with the detachable hose,
Hmm.
I'll just send you the link because and they're not expensive,
No?
you know,
Okay.
and it's the only so you can't get this in American stores because the government forces these companies
Mm.
to put that damn
What?
yeah, water saving device in the shower heads.
Oh, really?
That's how you get. That's why you have trickle dickle.
I see.
You have
Mm.
to have low flow. You know, I
That
don't.
sounds like something Obama would have put through some energy saving type thing.
Oh, you know what? I'm all for like, you know, hydroelectric power, solar
But you
panels,
want
and
to take
all.
a good shower. Right?
But I want to take a good
Yeah.
shower. I don't want to spend all afternoon trying to rinse the damn shampoo out of my hair and
Yeah.
you know this
This is
trickle dickle.
this is
She got a nice bathroom, huh? Oh, what's that?
is that I googled it. It came up with this.
Oh, you got your screen
Yeah.
mirrored. That's why I can't see it.
Well, try to read it backwards. You can't do that. It says Styroflex at the top.
And is do they show photos
No, I
of
don't see
their?
any photos. That's why I'm wondering if it's like a scam.
Yeah, you know what I'll do? I'll go on Amazon and I'll find you the
Yeah,
link.
all right, cool.
You know because when I used to sell them back in the day,
Did you?
and the warehouse was in Florida.
Hmm.
Believe it or not, so they imported it from Italy, and the warehouse was in Florida, and you couldn't buy them in
The U.S.
retail.
But they sold them in out of Florida, but you couldn't buy it in the U.S.
You could buy them. Yeah, you could buy it online. And how I first found out about it was I went to the Meadowlands Fair at Giant Stadium, and some guy was selling them. So you know, he told me about it. And I tried one, and I loved it. Then I went back to the Meadowlands Fair, and I got a bunch of them, and then eventually at the time you were able to buy the shower heads in bulk
Mm-hmm.
from the warehouse in Florida, but they don't do that anymore. Like where the average
Where
person,
in Florida was it? You remember?
I don't remember, but you can't. They don't like. In other words, you could buy them in bulk, but if you want to sell them, but you have to buy now a large volume of them.
Mm-hmm.
And the warehouse in Florida, they closed it down, so now you have to order them right from Italy, and they'll send it. But obviously there must be Cyroflexes stored in the United States because I saw it on Amazon, and it didn't say, it said like that you were going to receive it in a short amount of time. So I doubt if it's straight from Italy. I think they have storage supplies in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I've used the detachable hose one, and it's good. It's good. I think But the thing is, with the Florida water, you can feel that
It's just
the
not.
water.
Yeah, it's not good. It's because it's where the water
Some,
comes from under the ground. It's got a lot of limestone, so the water is what you call hard. Where you're at in New York, New Jersey, it's soft.
soft, yeah. Well, I mean, you'll get like a powdery white stuff on the bathtub faucet. And, you'll get some mineral deposits, but Florida, there's a lot of limestone.
Right.
A lot of limestone. Like if you go to the beach in South Florida, or let's say in the Florida Keys, all you see is limestone boulders everywhere. So there's a lot of limestone down under there, but there must be a lot of sulfur, because if you smell like a rotten egg uh, aroma,
Mm-hmm.
that's sulfur.
It probably
And,
is a lot of sulfur.
and you feel like you have to like. Well, it wouldn't make sense to take multiple showers because it's going to be the same thing. There's something strange. Just the feel of taking the shower down there, that there's
The
something.
water's just not as good. It's not quality water.
It's not quality
Yeah.
water.
But you can get a filtration system.
Yeah, well,
You can filter even if you want water to cook pizza dough with. You can filter that. Some pizza places do that.
well, um, you know what the best filtration system is, and you could buy the unit that the plumber would come, and it would hook it up to the plumbing, and you plug it in, and it looks like a water cooler, and it's reverse osmosis filtration, which means you could take freaking water from the Ganges River and make it absolutely pure.
Mm.
Pure, which means your coffee, your tea,
Yeah.
anything that you want to prepare with water, it's going to taste
Well,
excellent.
you can even use a refrigerator system, right? That makes water.
Well, yeah, but with the refrigerator, there's probably a filter cartridge that you got to keep on replacing. With reverse osmosis, it's an electronic device that totally separates all the solids and the impurities from the H2O. So what you're getting is, I'm not saying you're getting like distilled water, because that's not really healthy. You want some minerals in there,
Mm-hmm.
but as far as things that shouldn't be in the water, it totally removes it
Well,
completely.
you don't see things in the water here. It's clear water, but you know, it's what you can't see, like sulfur or
Right.
whatever. You know.
Or any microbes
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
parasites, God forbid, cryptosporidium, and now I
Have
remember
you
the
ever
company
heard of
called Quench, by the way.
what?
It's a Canadian company. The device that looks like a water cooler that reverse osmosis in your house. The company was called Quench.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're still around, but you were going to ask me how I ever heard.
Of this kind of bug. I'm trying to think of the name. It's something fish, silverfish.
Oh, that's an insect.
Yeah, a bug.
Yeah, they're. It looks like a little long, skinny, like kind of gross
Yeah,
looking.
it is. It's very small, though.
Yeah, they come out of your pipes, right?
I don't know. I think they come from the outside or something, but
They like humidity. They like moisture and humidity.
them and the palmetto bugs, which are just roaches, basically flying
You know,
roaches.
I don't kill house centipedes anymore. They're very good to have around.
House
They're
centipedes.
they're real creepy looking, but they're
I don't
harmless.
think we have them here, right?
They're no, they're all over the world.
It's like a pet you can buy.
No, no, they're in the wild, but they're very predatory. They kill a lot of insects and roaches and all kinds of bugs, and they eat them. They're very predatory. More than spiders are.
More than spiders. It's similar
Yeah,
to a spider, though, right? A centipede.
they're,
It's like in the spider family, I think.
it's different. They're different. I found a young house centipede in the bathroom, and I was talking to it, and it was looking at me, and I put it on my hands. I held it on my fingers, and it was just checking me out, and I felt that it had a hard body. It's not a mushy, fragile bug, but they're real creepy. But I was just looking at him, and I said, "Hey, buddy," and I put him on the wall, and he went up the wall, and but they'll get like this, but they're harmless, but they eat a lot of bugs. A lot of bugs. Like they'll eat those palmetto bugs. Like if you see one, if you Google it, you'll see what I mean. You'll say, "Damn, is that a creepy looking thing?"
Mm.
But don't kill it, and tell your wife that they're great to have around because they will kill a large amount
Mm-hmm.
of unwanted
Well, a
insects.
lot of spiders do that too, though, right?
Yeah, well, a spider, yeah, but a spider envenomates like the centipede. It'll envenomate,
The other bugs.
and it'll wait until the venom liquefies the insides of the insect. Then it'll drink like a milkshake. It'll
Yeah, yeah,
suck
yeah.
the inner. But a
Like
centipede,
a what's it called? A mosquito.
well, mosquitoes suck your
They
blood,
suck your blood.
and then they have a venom that they put in.
So
in
the spider just has the venom, but does it suck your blood too?
no,
If it bites you, if it bites a human.
no, it'll just envenomate you, and if it's but the prey it has to wait before it eats it, but the centipede will eat it right away. The centipede will eat it and then go on to the next meal. So the centipede will knock off more insects in a
And the
shorter
spider.
time. Yeah, because the spider will wait
It ties it up in a
for,
web, right? And then it has to
well,
come back later and eat it.
unless it's a Florida wolf
I've
spider
seen those. Yeah, yeah.
that doesn't have a web. They just
They're fucked up.
prowl.
Yeah, they're fucked up.
They
My
just,
brother
yeah,
had one in his house. It got trapped inside for days, he said.
there's a huntsman's. There's
That's what it was called, a huntsman spider.
a huntsman. There's
Those are fast, man. He showed me a video. I wouldn't want to see one of those things in my place.
there's the yellow house spider. There's the. I mean,
Have you ever seen them in person?
yeah, they're
They don't have them in New York, though, right? The huntsman.
no,
That's like a Florida
no,
spider.
no. That's yeah. You have a lot of. You have a greater variety of insects.
Yeah, they're fucked up
But
insects, though.
they'll prowl.
Hmm.
They'll chase
Yeah,
their prey.
yeah, they're more aggressive.
But Florida has an orb weaver spider that builds a big web. Big web. Orb weavers, and not to mention some
I
invasive.
hate spiders, man.
Yeah.
They creep me out. I know that they eat other bugs, so it's good to have them around. But nah,
Now you have lizards from like
I don't
Africa.
mind
with the red-
lizards.
They got a red head, the agama. You have
A
a lot
lizard
of.
to me is not a bug. It's
No.
an animal.
It's a reptile. You have chameleons now, from African chameleons, loose in South
Yeah, I'll
Florida.
take all that over bugs, though.
Oh yeah, because the lizards
Bugs are just
they-
fucked up.
they eat a lot of insects.
And they're not threatening to humans, right? The lizards.
No, the only thing that causes a problem are those Burmese pythons. Burmese pythons they found the occasional green anaconda. You know what it is? People get the exotic pets until the exotic pet gets too big. Then they let it go. In Florida, they let it go.
Hmm.
But
They get tired of it.
the problem is, why does the government allow companies to sell these exotic creatures that can get huge and cause a problem?
Hmm.
I mean, a snake that can get 20 feet, whatever, 15, 20 feet long, a reticulated python can get 30 feet long. They could kill you.
I found this Cyroflex here, James, that has a filter. It says too.
Oh, they came out with a new one. That's a Cyroflex. It looks like a metallic one too.
Yeah.
They must have a much bigger
They're not
product line.
Expensive.
No, that's the beauty of it. It's they're very
Well,
reasonable.
this one's $50, but it has the filter included with it.
I suppose it's a deluxe.
If you get it without the filter, it's $35. This is on Amazon.
It has a detachable hose, right?
Yeah.
So you could do it. You could do regular showering, or you could hit a switch, and then it comes out of the detachable hose. Oh, so you found their Amazon store.
Yeah.
They probably have their own Amazon store.
I don't know. This is just on. Amazon sells a lot of different things.
Yeah. Well, if you found Cyroflex, there has to be a little name Cyroflex lit up, above it, which is the Cyroflex store. And then if you go there, if you look at one, all their product lines should come up. But I definitely highly recommend it for people that have low flow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially if it's filtered, that helps.
Yeah.
That's what you killed two birds with one stone.
Yeah, and you can probably order the replacement cartridges.
You hear those sirens?
Yeah.
Sounds like I'm in Brooklyn, right? Nah. No, it's there are ambulances, because I think there's a hub, like right in the back of these apartments you see behind me. There's a street, and then across the street is an ambulance hub. So
Really?
I hear these fucking sirens all the time. But I remember one time Paul was on, and it came on, and you guys thought that it was at Paul's place, and you thought it was like police sirens.
Paul freaks out over everything. That guy's gonna like, he's gonna snap like a clock, like a clock that was tight, that
He's
was wound.
pretty nervous.
Yeah, he's. You should see the videos he puts on TikTok.
Put them on Facebook too. I've seen Facebook stuff.
I mean, every little thing to him is Armageddon's coming.
Some of it's
World
pretty
War
interesting
III.
if you watch some of the videos. It does bring up some interesting topics.
Well, there are military choppers going over New
Yeah, a lot of the
York.
stuff is not bullshit.
You know, I mean, maybe because of the problem with the illegal migrants and committing crimes, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I if I was the government, I would fly military choppers over those shit ass neighborhoods in Brooklyn.
Now,
You know,
not that long ago though, where Paul lives is what is it called? That part of Brooklyn?
where
Is it
Paul lives,
by Coney Island? Yeah, his
right,
neighborhood. What
right,
is it called?
Brighton Beach.
Brighton Beach. That wasn't really a bad neighborhood not that long ago, right? But now it is.
Ever since this Eric Adams became mayor, you know, the guy's like another
When did
Dinkins.
he start?
Well, he pretty much replaced De
Yeah,
Blasio.
but there was an election. Well, what year was that?
Yeah, I don't even. Oh, he beat Curtis Lewa.
That's right. Yeah.
Curtis Lewa was the
Was that
Republican.
like 2022 around there?
Might have been. I don't remember when
I don't
New
know
York.
the election cycle for the mayor, the NYC mayor. You know, because it's they do it on an off year. It's not like an election year,
Uh-huh.
like a presidential election year.
Yeah, they'll keep it separate.
Yeah, and I think they only have like 3-year terms instead of 4.
NYC.
But I'm not
Yeah,
sure. I think I might have heard of that.
when Ed Koch was mayor, he had a dynasty.
Ed Koch was the 80s, right? Early 80s.
He was in like, I think, 3 terms.
Well, most of them are. Most of the New York politicians, when they get in, they don't have term limits.
I mean, you're allowed to run for re-election.
Cuomo won 3 times, I think it was, in a row.
I remember when Mario Cuomo was running for re-election and Ed Koch decided to run for governor of New York State, and Mario Cuomo's political slogan was "Vote for Cuomo and not the homo."
Oh man, damn. That wouldn't be allowed these days.
No. It was funny because nobody has ever seen him with a woman
Koch,
ever. Yeah, no,
but they never seen him with a man either, right?
no,
Hmm.
no. That would not be accepted by the.
But even these days, or he died now, right?
Well, I think the first person to come out of the closet for politically is Buttigieg.
No, I think was that really the first one,
Well,
or other ones you suspected?
well, there was a former governor of New Jersey by the name of Jim McGreevey.
I've heard of him.
And Jim McGreevey had, when he was mayor, he had like a fake phony fraud marriage to a woman because you couldn't admit that you were gay running for governor of New Jersey.
It was frowned upon, you know.
Right. And then, but Buttigieg was the mayor of.
He was the mayor of. It was somewhere in Illinois.
No, I think it was Wisconsin.
I don't know.
Was it?
Yeah, and then they called his nickname was Mr. Mayor or something like that.
Yeah, he was mayor, but he was openly gay and out of the closet and accepted. So he might have been the first.
What about
He
Lindsey
might,
Graham?
yeah, he's got too much twinkling in his eyes, his smile,
The way he talks.
and then there's twinkling.
Like Lindsey
Was
Graham, I think is a more gayer sounding version of Mitch McConnell, right? They're both saying the same
oh yeah,
shit.
oh yeah, yeah, and the former uh, the previous mayor of Chicago, Mayor Lightfoot, the woman that looks like Beetlejuice,
Hmm.
she was openly lesbian.
Oh, really?
Hey, he's back. Amanda
It took a
Olsen.
while for the next one. All
All
aboard the Trump train. Yeah, whatever.
is that like
You don't got a black one.
is that like the Love Train, like the Motown song? Bud Light is for trans.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Well, I am against macro and all for craft beer.
Yeah,
And
I like craft beer too,
even though
but
you're
it's too expensive.
guys a
Too expensive these days.
right wing fool, I agree with him about macros, Bud Light.
Yeah, well, the trans thing. You know the story with that too, and Bud Light.
No,
There was like a guy who wanted to be a trans woman,
yeah,
and he got hired by Anheuser-Busch to do a Bud Light commercial, and he was like in a fucking tub, like naked with the Bud Light and shit. It was a fucked up commercial. So they got a lot of backlash, and
no, really,
people stopped buying Bud Light for a long time, like half the year. The sales dropped crazy,
wow. I don't,
and
I mean,
I took part in the boycott too, but it's been a long time. Like I don't care. I'll drink Bud Light.
Budweiser has all kinds of preservatives and shit and chemicals.
Yeah, but it's just light beer.
I don't know how
You don't want to have to buy IPAs and shit.
no,
Just to have a couple of beers on a Sunday.
I like beer. Get the new Modelo Oro. Modelo Oro
Modelo's not that great,
it means
and
gold.
it's more expensive,
Yeah, but how much more expensive
like
is
$5-6.
that much more?
Yeah, it is.
Jeez.
And
It's
Bud
only
Light is already more expensive than it used to be.
probably made so cheap too in Mexico. It's right over.
No, it's not worth that much. Definitely not. And you can get it for if you go to Mexico for like 25 cents or something.
Well, yeah, I'm sure people that are in like in the Southwest, I'm sure they could just go over the border and buy
What
it.
was that video that you sent to me? Um,
Oh,
the guy at the border.
the guy, yeah, that wall doesn't look very secure, does it?
Well, there was no wall, right? It ended. So they didn't put the whole wall up.
No, because the mountains, rocks, mountains, man.
That's what he was standing on, right? Rocks, but he was able to just cross over.
Yeah, well, the mountainous areas, they would have to fly drones over. They would have to pay close attention to the mountainous regions because you can't put a wall there. I mean,
You can't put a wall like on a mountain. Why not? Like this.
man, how do you do it?
I mean, people still walk on the mountain, right? So, if you can walk on it, why can't you build a wall on it?
Well, mainland China has modern tunnels going right through.
It has also the Great Wall of China, right?
Oh, big wall. I've seen what they have. Their infrastructure puts the United States is shit compared to the infrastructure.
The United States infrastructure is shit compared to Russia.
They all have
that, and that's fucked up, man. That's fucked up.
They have such ultra modern, high tech freaking infrastructure. Their civil engineers are unbelievable in China.
What
I
about
mean,
in Russia? They're good there too.
I haven't seen anything about Russia's infrastructure, but
Well,
China,
you know
China's,
Tucker Carlson,
yeah, that
the guy that
bubble
got fired from Fox.
the bubble-headed booby.
Well, he did a show like a week ago, showing the train station in Moscow
Oh, because
across
he visited.
Russia
He visited.
co- compared to like New York City or Philadelphia train stations, and like how they're pieces of shit.
Yeah,
So the
because
one in Moscow is elegant. It's got
yeah,
beautiful pictures all over.
you know why? Because I'll be very honest with you. In the United States, all the Democrat mayors of American cities have allowed the ghetto to take
Mm,
over the cities.
that's really the truth, right?
That's why
That's
you
true.
got you got
Yeah.
dirty, dirty subways.
Hmm. And unfortunately, all the train hub cities and sub ones that have subways are run by Democrats for the most part.
You got graffiti everywhere. When Ronald Theriot picked me up and we went to
Hmm.
City Island, and
Hmm.
City Island is beautiful.
Yeah, that's where you ate. It
Yeah,
was a good,
right.
good seafood place, right?
It's right after a park, and I think that's the park where it looked exactly like it. I think that's the park where AOC goes with her dog, walk her dog in the park.
Hmm.
Beautiful park, beautiful. You can no riffraff. You can hear a pin drop. Same thing with City Island. But once we left City Island and we
Well,
started
yeah, it's the
driving
Bronx.
to
You know, you're gonna
upper Manhattan,
Upper Manhattan,
yeah,
going down to see Michael, right?
South
In
Bronx,
Brooklyn.
Manhattan. Then we drove through Queens. The beginning.
Queens is fucking ugly,
Yeah,
right?
no, even Upper Manhattan, the graffiti everywhere.
Yeah,
Graffiti,
yeah.
graffiti, graffiti. Why don't they arrest these motherfuckers?
Oh, they never did. You know, so
And
that's nothing new. I think there's just more people doing it now than there used to be.
they have. I think because of the neoliberal PC Democrat mayors, they glorify the ghetto and treat it like it's a culture.
Well, it happened in the '70s, right? So it's not like this is a brand new thing,
It's not.
especially
It's
for New
it's
York.
it's not an alternative culture. Mispronouncing the English language is not an alternative language.
Ebonics.
Ebonics, no. Like being obese is not an alternative lifestyle.
Well, I guess it could be. It is alternative.
Their perception, if you're 600 pounds of flab, your perception could be, oh, you have to accept me for the way I am. I'm an alternative lifestyle. No, you're an accident waiting to happen.
Or a heart
You're
attack waiting to
you're
happen.
a heart attack waiting to happen. Not to mention diabetes and everything else.
Hmm.
So the thing with the
Diabetes runs in people who are overweight, right? For the
oh,
most part.
no, and it comes from insulin resistance from eating too many carbs.
Mm.
When your blood sugar
So that's why so many
roller coaster,
Hispanics get it because they eat a lot of rice. You know,
eat a lot of white rice,
white rice. Well,
and
and yellow too, right?
and white rice
Is
is
yellow rice better?
it's processed. The yellow rice is white rice. They just put
It's just
saffron.
got
They,
food
they,
coloring.
they put saffron or annatto, and they make it yellow.
So what's the best rice to have that's healthy?
Brown rice, red rice,
Everybody
black
likes
rice,
brown rice. I don't like brown rice.
colored rice. Well,
Red rice?
I get the jasmine rice, brown rice from Thailand.
Mm,
Jasmine,
from Thailand.
basmati. You just cook it a little bit longer. That's all.
Yeah. Oh.
It gets soft.
Yeah, it's a little. It has more different texture to it, though, right?
It's got fiber.
Yeah.
White rice, the fiber's removed, and but they eat a lot of sweets. They
They do. Yeah.
get fat, like a lot of Italians.
They drink a lot of like soda, Coke products.
Soda or Sunny D or Kool-Aid or whatever the hell garbage they drink. Sugar. Everything's sugar,
No,
sugar.
no, 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 no. The Kool-Aid is not a Hispanic thing. That's a black culture.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
Kool-Aid and the Sunny D, the fake oranges.
Yeah, it's all sugar, and you know, and the body, they can't process the insulin from their pancreas, can't process that much sugar, and then it turns to fat.
But a lot of Americans still get diabetes
Well,
also.
it's epidemic
Yeah,
proportion.
fast food is not good either, right?
No, fast food is terrible.
Could
The
that contribute to diabetes, like fast food burgers?
sure, and I'm sure the milkshakes have more sugar than milk in them nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, you would assume that. You
I
would
like,
assume
but I
that.
do like Popeyes. Popeyes to me is quality. It's fast
I
food.
think I might have went to Popeyes like one time, but I don't even remember.
You know, one time when I was in Florida in in the night from the 80s and the 90s. You know what I saw a lot of? Kenny Rogers Roasters at that time.
Hmm.
Kenny Rogers Roasters and Denny's.
There's a lot of Denny's still.
And there was when the Cuban guy from Miami owned it, Pollo Tropical, which is Hispanic food, but
Hmm.
it was real Hispanic food when the Cuban guy owned it. Then he sold it to a corporation, and
Hmm.
all the tradition went out the window. They started cutting
Yeah,
corners.
it's just a chain.
Yeah, it
Chain thing.
started cutting corners, and it was nothing like the original.
So that started in Florida. I didn't even know that.
Started in South Florida. The guy was Miami, Cuban. He started the company. It was a family-owned chain. It was a chain, but when you went there and you wanted, like, I used to get lechon with black beans and rice and plátanos
They
maduros,
don't even sell that anymore, right?
you know, the plantains. But I used to get like a big platter of real. I got a lot of pork, man. I got a lot of everything.
They don't sell that anymore, right?
You mean pollo tropical?
Yeah, they don't sell that plate.
No, it's
It's just like fast food shit.
it's like
Fast burgers, or
like
not burgers, sandwiches.
it's like fast food shit. You're better off going to a privately family-owned Hispanic
Of course. Yeah.
chuchi frito, where they make us Latin American foods.
A taqueria.
Yeah,
Where they make the tacos.
yeah. Oh, I love Mexican food.
Taqueria, it would be called.
Taqueria, I got one right around the corner. He's the one that told me all the story about the new president of Mexico. That guy's kicking ass down there. He's doing so much for the people down there. It's like absolutely incredible. It's like Scandinavia. It's like it's like the rich are not only paying their fair share in taxes, but they're paying back taxes. And they got free health care now in Mexico. They got infrastructure being built. They got manufacturing. They just started high speed rail in Mexico.
They did?
They're going. He's going after with the army, with the Mexican army. He's going after all the corruption, all of it. And guess who's running the public transportation? The army. To keep
Is that good?
to keep the private sector
Or to keep it safe?
keep it safe from corruption. Because if it's private
Or what
sector,
about like vagrants and shit? Or I guess that's why they're moving in. Like a lot of crime.
yeah, why are the illegal migrants not saying, hey, everything's pretty good here in Mexico?
Yeah,
Well, we don't want to
there's
go over
that question. But then also, I think a lot of the people who come over the border are not even Mexican now. They come from
No,
like
they're
Central America and other countries too.
and probably a lot of riffraff and
They're
maybe
saying there's a lot
a
of Chinese guys coming over.
lot of Mexican.
Why are the Chinese? I don't know if that's like a conspiracy theory or something.
Well, I'll tell you right now, the Chinese people are not happy with mainland China's government. I know for a fact they hate it, but they can't say it. They can't say they hate it over there. uh, they things are not all that glitters is not always gold.
So the Mexican president is pretty good, huh?
Oh yeah, yeah. He's
They still got a lot of crime though, man. Like I know Colombia did a great job of cleaning it up, getting a better reputation. I think
Colombia,
Colombia. Remember back in the '80s and '90s, it was with Escobar. You,
Ecuador.
everybody would not want to ever go visit Colombia.
Well, the new president of Brazil is cleaning house just like Mexico.
And
I think Ecuador.
Argentina too. They got a new guy in there.
Don't cry for me,
A lot of
Argentina.
shit going on, like a lot of interesting political stuff
Like
down there.
revolutions, yeah.
El Salvador too, and their president is made it so that Bitcoin is a legal tender, like it's the same as the dollar.
Yeah, but isn't El Salvador controlled by that gang?
Mm-mm, not anymore. Since they had this president.
The current president of Mexico is Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador.
Obrador. Yeah, I've heard of him. Obrador, right?
Obrador.
Yeah, I have heard of him.
Yeah, whatever. Obrador. Yeah, he's a democratic socialist. He's cleaning up, man.
There's a lot of
Because
democratic socialists in Latin America, right?
well, because the Latin
They
American
they have
countries
the history of it.
they were so severely
Yeah,
corrupt.
they were corrupt. It was literally just the top 1% and the bottom 99, but that was real for them. Like there was absolutely no middle class.
When I was married to the Colombian, she was telling me she says there's no middle class in Colombia. There's always the very poor, the very rich,
Hmm.
and the middle class disappeared. And like for instance, if somebody tried to send food to feed the poor Colombians, like from a fundraiser, a charity organization, they sent food down there. The Colombian politicians confiscated it all and sold it, and put the money in their pockets, and it was meant for the poor. That's how bad it was.
Hmm.
That's how bad it was, man. Brazil was real bad too until this new guy got elected.
So was Argentina. So was El Salvador.
Cry for me, Argentina.
Yeah, El Salvador took care of that game, actually. Believe it or not.
Was it MS-13?
Yeah, and
Something
at
like
one
that?
time they had the politicians in their pocket, like they were the mafia. Not that long ago.
Oh, they were,
Hmm.
or they are. They were. I don't know.
No, not anymore. It's cleaned up. Now their tourist industry is booming.
Really? So who are all these people that are just dying to come to the United States and causing and creating and committing crime in New York?
Well,
As
okay,
we
so
saw.
there's a lot of Venezuelans that are doing that in New York. That's
They're throwing garbage in the street. They're attacking police officers.
the ones that ride around with motorcycles. Most of them are Venezuelan because they do that in Venezuela and Colombia too. They ride motorcycles and that's how they do the hits. If they're killing somebody, ride up to them on a motorcycle, shoot them, and drive out quick.
You mean drive-by?
And there was a bunch of them in Manhattan that rode up and were fucking with people. It's crazy, man. What's going on up there?
That's why they have military helicopters flying over the coast.
This is in like
of Brooklyn.
Times Square, the tourist section of New York. How are you gonna have that shit going on?
And what did this mayor Eric Adams do when this was happening?
I don't think he did anything. Well, now they're giving them a debit card, like a prepaid debit card.
Debit card.
Yeah, they are. It's rechargeable. They get like thousands of dollars a month.
They can barely take care of the poor Americans that were born here and they're giving these debit card allowance to the criminal element, illegal immigration. Now do you see why the Democrat Party, they're shooting themselves in not one foot but both feet? They really are screwing themselves because Americans are not going to put up with this shit.
I don't know how it's even happening, man. I mean, you're putting up with
I
it
think,
right now.
I mean, who authorizes these people to even be here if they're not legally processed immigrants? Number one. Number two, what about their backgrounds? What about if they have a criminal background in their country, and committing crimes here? They should be. They normally they would deport them if an
Do you
immigrant commits a
think
crime.
there's any truth to the accusation that they're letting known criminals in on purpose? They want criminals to come in. The government,
That's like
the government.
that's all. Well, that's mostly Fox News
Do you think there's any
information.
truth to it or no?
Deliberately allowing the criminal element? No, I don't think. I don't think the government would consciously allow criminal elements to migrate to the United States. I don't know what's going on in New York. I don't. Um, I think that Eric Adams, even though he was a NYPD captain, I don't think he's a law and order mayor.
Now, where you live in New Jersey, you don't even have this problem, right? With the migrants.
No. You can over here. You could take a walk at 3 a.m. and it's like
Hmm.
going in a library,
Okay.
peace and quiet. It's like
So you're
the cop.
doing good in Jersey. It's the city
They,
that's fucking up.
well, the cops patrol the streets over here like day and night.
Yeah. What about in Newark? Do they have immigration problems?
No,
Do they send in the migrants into Newark?
no, Newark is still a shithole.
It's not a sanctuary city though, like New York.
I don't think Governor Phil Murphy would tolerate what's going on in New York.
That's a shame. It's a fucking
I
shame.
don't think he'd tolerate it. I feel really bad for native New Yorkers that have to put
Yeah.
up with this shit.
There's a lot of people pissed off too, man.
Oh yeah, they're screaming. They're in protest. They're furious. I mean, it's like a what do you call that? A powder keg, or
Hmm.
I mean, it's like a pressure cooker that doesn't have a secure lid. It's gonna blow.
Hmm.
It's gonna blow. And and I don't blame the people for like being at the end of their rope. You're gonna see a lot of Charles Bronson death wish vigilantism. Mark my word. Mark my word. You know. So anyway, I'm
You want to
gonna
wrap up?
I'm gonna wrap it up. I gotta order my Chinese food delivered, and it was a great show. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. It was. I hope you got rested. You had a good night's sleep,
Hmm.
and what I was saying to Mick Von Raven is, for some reason, when Michael Goldsmith Hilton turns on his planetarium, he gets hypnotized. He's like he's looking up
Well,
like
I mean, that's kind of what it's for.
he's looking up with his mouth open.
That's
Like,
what it's for, especially if you're smoking or if you're having a couple of drinks.
yeah,
Those planetariums are supposed to do that to you. That's why they sell it.
or an edible.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
taking an edible.
yeah. It looks cool,
You know.
but
No, I don't care. I said I like it because it looks like blacklight.
yeah.
I said it's
I
very
used to
it's
have
got
that when I was a kid. Something like that
Yeah.
with stars and shit on the ceiling.
I think they're better now because I think you see actual replicas of the constellations.
Yeah, I'm sure it's better now.
I think it's better, and it looks nice. You know, it looks nice.
Yeah.
I told him it's got that mysterious gothic look to it, like a bat cave, you know, and it's got that purplish black light,
Yeah. A mystery
you know,
light. Yeah.
mystery light, and I had to take some print screens because for Michael because he didn't know how to upload an avatar, and I told him there's like three vertical dots in the upper right hand corner of your screen, not your screen, not the big screen, but the little one.
Mm-hmm.
And if you click on it, it's a drop down, and then you can upload avatars of your choice. Because I made him an avatar. Because I said I don't want you to use that ugly, dirty looking gray letter M. I says that's disgusting. I don't want to stare at that fucking thing. Really.
The same thing Mick has too, right?
I told Mick, don't use it. I hate
But
it.
his
I
his
hate
says like 2 or 3 letters. It's not just one.
Yeah, like his initials. But I made him. I sent him a neon purple M, uppercase M in old English font. It's a neon light in purple, and he loves it. Even Mike loved it. But Mick knows how to upload it.
Mm-hmm.
I told Mike. I says I said today I sent him print screens of what it looks like. The drop down. Daryl Messias, how you doing, sir? How's your weekend going? I'm gonna watch. Don't tell me, don't tell me who won, but I'm gonna watch the reruns of the Elimination Chamber on
I wanted to X something about that show.
Daily Promotion. I don't want to know who won.
Why? Well, it took place at 5 in the morning
Yeah, in Perth,
in
Australia.
Australia. Why are they doing pay-per-views? Where it's not geared to the United States time zone.
Well, it's at a proper time zone over there. It's just not.
Well, I mean,
It,
it's better to watch it live, right? I'd rather watch it live
well, who would want to get
at
up
5 in the morning to watch it.
5 a.m.
No, on
to
a
watch
Saturday.
to watch Peacock to watch a pay-per-view on Peacock at 5 a.m.
No.
The Elimination Chamber, really?
Yeah. So who's doing that? Has anybody done that
Why have a pay-per-view available to Americans
at 5
in
a.m.?
Perth at 5 a.m.? All right, thank you, Daryl. Daryl Messias of Northern California. I hope everything's going well with you there. Is it true? I wish they can all be California girls. Is that song true from the Beach Boys?
Only Southern California, I think, right?
I always thought like everybody, just surfed like in Hawaii. You always picture
That's
people.
Southern California.
Yeah, I don't know. It's then you got Los Angeles has 50,000 homeless people. They're sleeping in tents and cardboard
50,000
boxes.
surfers.
50,000 beach bums
Yeah,
combing the beach.
that's what they are.
The trouble with a beach bum is like a hippie, right?
A beach
And
bum.
the problem with them is they don't shower regularly. They stink.
Mm-hmm.
I can't deal with people that stink of body odor. I like people that take showers and use deodorant.
Yeah.
You know who stunk? When I was working a fish market, anytime the Grateful Dead used to have a concert at the Meadowlands, the Deadhead, the girls would come in, and they were like real hippie girls. They had armpits full of hair, and their legs were hairy, and let me tell you, they stunk. They reeked of body odor.
Damn.
Ugh,
Those are the worst feminists, right?
and it's weird because you have a good-looking girl
Mm.
that has hair under her armpits.
Yeah.
You know that she probably has a big hairy bush, and they stink, and they're good looking at the same time. It's weird, man.
No, that's gross. All right, James. On that note,
Yeah. Here he is, Western Mike.
Western Michael.
Mr. Michael says hairy girlies.
No, no.
Not for me, because if their bush is hairy, you end up getting their pubes in your throat, choking on it. You know, unless you want to do what the Commodore says, use it for dental floss.
Commodore says that.
Anyway, you caught us on the tail end, Mike. I got to order my Chinese food. I'm gonna log off, and I sent you the print screens of where to find the drop down menu for the avatar, so you should be able to find it. Anyway, take care, everyone. Bart Robinson, Daryl Messias, Western Mike, Ronnie S.
Amanda Olson.
Commodore, Amanda Olson, the troll, the right-wing troll, Joe
He's a
Biden.
pedophile.
He's actually a funny troll. You know, that's why I tolerate Amanda Olson, because
Yeah, I
know.
like Amanda. Let her come around.
I don't think it's really Amanda. It could
Oh,
be
you
a
never know.
man.
It might be.
It could be a man. Or could, yeah, but
We
women
just
don't
gotta
talk
go
like
with what it says.
women don't talk like this. I think
The king of the
well,
dots.
I'm calling the Olsen twins. The Olsen twin. Okay, I think the Olsen twin is a funny right-wing troll. And is it true that Olsen twin? Is it true that Joe Biden went poopy in his pants when he was talking outside at the airport? When he got out of the presidential Air Force, what is it, Air Force One? Girlies, hairy girlies. I don't know. Anyway, thank you, everybody. I'm hungry. I have to decide what I want. I want a heaping helping of some good Chinese food. I don't know what I'm going to get, but take care, everyone. You know what's good?
Hmm.
Orange chicken.
Hmm.
It's like
Yeah.
General Tso's chicken, but it's orange.
Right. It's a little
And
bit.
also,
It's a little spicy, right? It has a little spice
little.
to it. Yeah.
And then chicken with eggplant and garlic sauce is another winner. And Mongolian beef, which Western Mike likes very much, is very good. So anyway, take care, everybody.
See you next time, James.
Yeah, good luck for the beginning of this week. Have a safe and healthy week. I didn't get a chance. Next time I'll play some health videos, maybe. Anyway,
You gotta play some of those Vince McMahon videos when they get more stuff comes out. Play some of the videos.
Yeah. When more stuff comes out and it gets really down and dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I can always put the health videos on the Facebook group, Original Holistic Health Talk. I can always do that.